A little self-deprecating humor from Mr. Taylor this time. Airheads by Roger Taylor, coming up next on Crown Jewels. Greetings and salutations, folks. Welcome to another episode of Crown Jewels. I'm your host, PLD, here on the PLD Projects Network. This week's track, Airheads, the penultimate track on the Fun in Space album by Roger Taylor. That's right, Airheads this week, Fun in Space next week, and then we move on back to Queen proper and the divisive album of Hot Space. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Airheads is this week's track, written by Roger Taylor. It does feature Roger on vocals, guitars, bass, drums, keyboards, and David Richards on additional keyboards, as it were. And like most of the Fun in Space album, this is not really built for this podcast because there's only one version to listen to. It's the album version. So there you go. There's the spoiler alert. The Crown Jewel version, the best version of Airheads that we're going to slide into our ultimate playlist, is the album version because it's the only version. That's right. We never played live anywhere. We don't have any demos or anything like that. So we're still going to listen to it though, because we always have to see if it's going to slide into my top 10 related Queen tracks of all time. How are we going to listen to it? Well, if you listened to me before, you know what I'm about to say. You're going to go into the show notes. You're going to click on that Google Doc. You go in that Google Doc. You're going to find a link to a YouTube version. When I tell you to pause me, you're going to do so. Click that link, listen to the track, come back, unpause me, and I'll talk about it a little bit before we head out. And since I have no notes or quotes, let's get right to it. Pause me, go listen to the track, and we'll come back and we will talk about it. And there you have it, Airheads, To the End of Time. That's a drum opening, a little bit like Good Times Now, both that kind of rolling drum there. We're going to get into that crawling riff, that crawling riff the Roger tends to get into at times. You kind of see that he repeats that kind of riff over throughout the course of time with the Cross and with some of his later on solo albums. Reminded me like of One Night Stand, which we'll get to eventually. And you have the computerized vocals, that background computerized vocals of the heads, kind of thing. It really sounded to me like it was written in the funnet or more of that jazz, the Roger Taylor jazz era, as it were. And he's not too big a fan of those songs, so I don't know if he's a big fan of this song. I've never really heard him say much about it, so I don't really know. The lyrics are kind of funny. He's definitely being self-deprecating. He's making fun of his own reputation for being the the dumb blonde rocker drummer character. I mean, he's not like, he's basically saying he's just playing into that stereotype. He really is a smart businessman, a smart musician, but he likes to play into that stereotype now and again. If anybody was the most stereotypical rock star in Queen, it was Roger. Definitely had a knack for partying and drinking and rocking out like you should. But as far as the song goes, I mean, you listen to put all that together, and it's a fine song. It's a fine mid-tempo rocker, but there's nothing really special about it. It's not a track I glom onto when I listen to this album. I don't necessarily skip it, but if I was going to skip a track, this might be the one to do. I mean, it's just kind of there. It's not bad, but it's nothing really too special. I can understand if this was ever submitted to Queen, why Queen would have rejected it and put it on Roger's album itself. It sounds to me like more likely to be a B-side than anything else, but I guess the lyrics are the best part about it. They're kind of silly, they're kind of funny, they're kind of like, again, self-deprecating. That's the good part of it. But overall, not much to the song. All right, maybe you like this song though. If you do, hopefully I didn't offend you. Leave your comments whether you think this is a great song or not. Maybe you can tell me why you think it's a great song. That's always good too. But that's it. That's the crown jewel. That's the best version. It's going to slide into our ultimate playlist. Now the question is, what do I rate this song on a scale of 1 to 11? All of our Ultimate Queen playlists are my top 10 Queen related tracks of all time are all 10.5 or higher. And as you could probably tell, this is not going to make that list. I'm going to give this song out of 11, because we always turn things up to 11. I'm going to give this a song, I'll give it a 6. Same as Interlude in Constantinople. I actually prefer to listen to Interlude in Constantinople than to this song, to be completely honest. I sound like I'm hating the song. I'm not really hating it. Again, it's not like a bad song. It's just not a song that really catches my attention too much. I don't have much to say about it because it's just kind of there. I kind of feel like Roger would say that too. I don't think this doesn't sound like it's one of his favorites as well. So But that's it, though. That's it for this week, folks. Again, it's a quick and easy recording. Next week, we go to Fun in Space, and that's a longer song. But again, not much to it. Before we get into Hot Space, now Hot Space, you're gonna get back to some longer episodes because we do have a lot of unreleased demos and remixes and things like that version that we can play these things up again, live versions. We're gonna have a lot of chance to listen to different versions. And what this podcast is really mostly fun about. I mean, I'm trying to be completist here. I'm going through every song in the catalog, right? But some albums got a lot less play than others overall. So I'm still happy to listen to these albums. These are some of my favorite. I love this album, for example. This is a great album to listen to. I'm glad I'm getting to share it with you guys. And hopefully you're listening to these tracks with me, going maybe discovering some stuff you haven't heard before. If you're a casual Queen fan, if you're an old standby Queen fan, maybe you're just getting to listen to it again. So why not, right? All right, that's going to do it for us this week, folks. If you do like us, hit the like and subscribe button. You can always leave comments to help us out, fight the evil algorithm. I do have a Patreon at patreon.com/PLD products where I always put these episodes up early, sometimes as far as 4 or 5 weeks in advance. I also have a YouTube membership on this page as well. You can join that. If you can't help me, I get it. I understand that times are tough, but anything you can do to help us, like as far as commenting, liking, sharing, all that stuff, is greatly appreciated. But that's it, folks, for this time. Until next time, I hope you have your bottle of wine and have fun like an airhead, because I sure as hell will. All right, take care, guys.